Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Kholodny Ferma. Today spawning on the right we have Stuve, with Ferma gone for Blitzkrieg immediately. And on the left we have Niliria playing with Soviets, who has guard motor coordination. In terms of rankings, Niliria last known rank 75, Stuve last known rank 6. Though it looks like some of those matches were played after COH2 come out already.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
And this particular match was from about 2 weeks before COH2 launched, so I'm sure there's a bit of rank inflation in play there. We'll see how they get on. Bit of sandbagging up on the cutoff from Stuve. Now some wire. Always like to wire off that if you're playing from the spawn. Very important piece of cover to deny to the opponent. And getting mildly aggressive. We've got an early wire off on this little passageway.
We are ready for action.
I believe you can plant that wire from inside the capture circle. Could be a little bit more optimized. Grenadiers had an opportunity to try and close the distance there. They would have beaten the combat engineers, but decided to fight from range. Not a very efficient engagement for Stuve, though. 4 conscripts for Niliria, though. Sandbags up on the cutoff, on the VP for Niliria. Looks like a pretty strong start, a very spread out tactic from Stuve, which often doesn't work out too well. But here we go, both the conscripts running right into the MG42. Ooh. Both of them get forced away. I wonder there if it would have been better to leave that initial conscript in position, try to soft retreat with the other one that was close to the edge of the range. Because by retreating that one immediately, the machine gun just immediately switched to the unit that wasn't retreating. And, got a good burst on it, started to suppress it.
Supply sector under attack.
So I think that might have been a slightly better way to go about things. Hard to make those kind of adjustments in the clutch though, but
We have an isolated sector.
always nice to have the theory behind you. Jumps into the building.
We have now installed a field hospital at
And there
headquarters.
goes Stuve. Got a phase 1 complete, no mid bunker yet. Kind of needs it for that squad.
Supplies to the enemy.
And here we go, coming back down this way. The MG's going to spin around. Should be able to cover this quite effectively.
Enemy has cut off
A little
the
bit
sector.
slow setting it up here, Stuve. I think if you just set it up here facing down this direction in general, it would have been fine. Now the conscripts have had a bit of time to fan out. You can see the MG42 trying to turn and doesn't quite get the suppression on this one. Just too big of a move. If Stuve basically just turned around, he would have been fine there, I think, but tried to reposition maybe about 30 range at the same time, and it's a little bit too slow in the end. Do we have a mine down on this cutoff?
We need to
That's too
reestablish
modest.
our supply lines.
Conscripts into the retreat path, but machine gun healthy enough, that's not too much of a problem. Cut-off attempt here.
Enemy
It's going to
forces are
come good
attempting to
because
capture our territory.
this is also being disconnected by Niliria. Usually you'll be connected through there. Not the case this time. That's a slightly unusual point. No dodge on the rifle nades, big damage. And the conscript's going to retreat from that. 3 greens from Stuve, but losing control of his fuel at this timing.
The enemy is taking what
A
we
little
have
troubling.
secured.
Can get the 222 out now though. Didn't really slow down the timing on that. Stuve himself just a little bit tunnel visioned in other areas, it appears. So late starting up the 222. I imagine he would go for the 222, otherwise he should probably go for 4 greens. Yeah, there it goes now.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
We're about 40 seconds late. Seemed like he was on time for a really good one, but with the delay in start and production, ends up being like a kind of average one instead. A bit of capping up in the north here though from Stuve, having a lot of success. Meanwhile, conscripts all dance out of the machine gun fire. They don't quite get suppressed by those charging in. Sneaking around the side here. And there they go. Ooh, that was a risky one. Try to set up again there for Stuve. Especially if there were Molotovs. You see they have not been ticked, but Molotov, as that machine gun was setting back up there, probably could have decrewed it. I mean, maybe he could have threatened this with AT grenades for the kill. Aggressive chase down here from Stuve, though. He's not going to let this conscript get away. A lot of negative cover through this area as well. Picks it off just before it makes it home. Tier 3 is in production. Deciding not to go for the AT grenade package. With this kind of build, I'm guessing it's going to be a quad for Niliria. Not quite there in terms of fuel, though. He's a tiny bit more before that can be started up. Losing control of all this territory in the north, very punishing.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
There's going to be guards in the meantime. Hard to go wrong. So it comes around to the other side of the sandbags. Doesn't close in for absolute max damage though. Stays at range. Respecting the threat of the anti-tank grenade. That was a good mix of aggression there from Stuve. The quad about to pop out for Niliria.
A new half-track has arrived.
Our DPs have arrived.
The sector is at risk.
Okay, a bit of damage in there from the guards. 2's going to have to look for somewhere else to go, maybe up to the far north. Don't see any mines up there. No sweeper yet from Stuve, which is something I probably would have got after hitting that first mine up here, but this is living life on the edge. There's a huge amount of manpower float as well. So for a bit of damage on the half-track, he doesn't have the quad upgrade actually. I'm guessing the DPs on the guards actually denying him the upgrade. Didn't quite have the munis. Does now. That's slowing things down a lot. Should not have gone for the DPs first. So now out back for repairs. A little bit slow getting things going here, Niliria. Seems to be having trouble pushing back out after this pressure from Stuve. He's gone for a mortar and an anti-tank gun. Good choice. I think generally mortar pretty safe from this point. You can kind of park it around here. Get some great results with it. And oftentimes, you know, the center of this map does turn to the focus point. And you do need a bit of indirect fire, a bit of smoke to assist in capping this VP. Aggressive capping there from Stuve. Randy gets low, but the quad's not going to chase in very far. Or maybe a chase to like about here-ish. Hoping to drop maybe like 2 models, something like that. By a bit of manpower bleed Stuve. Kind of getting out of there scot-free. About a third health, but 100% of his models remaining. Niliria not paying attention there. If they were, they could have run forwards while the PTRSs were reloading. Probably gone for an attack ground. Potentially have killed the 222 there. Would have been close on the health threshold. Quad sprinkling some damage, but the Grenadier's going to survive. Here comes the pack now. Quad continuing to advance. Got to be careful. Gotta be very quick on the reactions here. Oh, I think the speed buff from the road saving the day. Quad will die to 2 shots. That's why I'd say in general it's less popular than the T70. It's just so much easier to lose it to a pack like that. And because the quad was quite far forwards there, I think without that road speed buff, probably would have gone down. There's this now for Niliria. Also going for the heavy mortar. 2-on-1 here with the conscripts, but the 222's coming down as well. Still no AT grenades techs from Niliria, but Stuve is respecting that threat, staying at range. Shut down this with the quad, bit of capping while repairing them, it looks like. And it's going to be a 4th grenadier quite late. No, cancelled by Stuve. I think this is a perfectly reasonable map for a squad of P-greens. Quite a lot of close quarters opportunities around, you know, this sections here. All the shrubberies around here as well. It's going to be second pyre though for Stuve. Going to need it eventually, I suppose. Maybe once the medium tank arrives. Didn't actually notice this, but a sandbag did get constructed, so Stuve's going to take some time and kill that off. There's this waiting here. You can see the AT gun there. Not barraging it though. He's starting to do that with the heavy mortar though. Guards waiting around the corner. Some big damage, but the 222 happy to tank it. Applying a good amount of bleed. Take a quick look at the KD. Not as good as I was expecting from Stuve. Feels like this has done really well. Yeah, 10 kills so far in the 222, so definitely suffering in other areas. AT guns under pressure, so the quad free to be a little bit more aggressive while the conscripts are charging ahead. 222 down here in the corner. There's this getting right the way up, but feels like it's too far. Gotta pull back. Bows come in here to jam the decapture, but they're not going to last long. And they go down. A little bit later on the retreat there from Stuve. Got the decap now, Niliria. Sides. Okay, that's good enough. Kills explodes with his this being so far forwards. The quad on low health. Probably one shot. Happy with the decap. Happy with the squad wipe. Can feel very tense when you're making a move like that. So quickly you can go from winning to losing. Feel like you're in such a commanding position, but all of a sudden, you know, your team weapon gets decrewed, your light vehicle dies, and then you've essentially lost the game. Lost the game. Just to dodge forwards of the heavy mortar shells, but mixed results really. Not going to be able to complete the capture. Heavy mortars are so strong. Rebuild on the Lost Pyro now from Stuve. The AT grenades coming in now from Niliria. Big damage from the 222 against the conscripts on the wrong side of cover. 13 kills now. Cheeky bit of damage exchange there from Stuve. Plenty of munitions from Niliria. I think maybe underutilizing this barrage. Once that machine gun revealed itself shooting at the quad, I would have barraged it for sure. Gonna do that now though, and it is on negative cover. Pretty good connections, forces it back. Guards advancing through the centre, conscripts ooh-ahing, keeping the 222 on its toes. Bit of a close one. Grenadier could even go down here. No dice. Would have been lucky. I think would need 4 more shots to land, but these things do happen.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
One comes in for a bit of a burst, but the pack is right there. And that is going to be the end of the quad, it looks like. Yep. This was coming down here, not fast enough though. Bit of a bait. Tries to pop the button, but smoke. If you pop button earlier on, Niliria, maybe you could have kept the quad alive, because the 222 did have to reload before it finished the job there. So, not the best instinctive reactions. And yeah, nice moves from Stuve. Bit of a bait. Oh, this is trouble. The Grenadiers in the center, and they go down. Command tank's going to be the option from Stuve. He's got plenty of resources. Choosing to go for the command tank. Bring in the recon plane. This is one of the real strengths of Blitzkrieg. It's actually a very strong commander. There's a lot of good options in it. Used to be one of my favorites way back in the day.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
These days it's assault support. Often made out. Kind of looked like they were winding up to throw a Molotov there. I'm not sure. Here comes the command tank though. Drives right around the corner. The recon plane providing vision of the ZIS. And he's going in for the kill on it. Getting a couple bad shots there, so Stuve deciding to run away. Detect that mine as well. That might have played that part in deciding to disengage as well. So maybe he's going to come forwards and attack ground that mine with the P4. That's probably what I'd do. Always forget about that kind of stuff. Like, if I don't deal with it immediately, so.
We have an isolated sector.
Okay, T-3485 back the other way for Niliria. Pretty standard stuff, really. Pretty much meta stuff from Niliria. Only real change was 4 conscripts instead of 2 combat engineers and 3 conscripts. And that is pretty much as meta as it gets. Couple good hits in there from the heavy mortars, just blasting away from the center. Trying to use his own mortar Stuve. A bit of a counter barrage situation. Not using the counter barrage ability though, I don't believe. Oh, the building's hanging on by a thread, Stuve. Oh, gets out of there. That was really close. Meanwhile, the conscript goes down. Was that to the command tank? Ouch. This is there. Maybe doesn't quite have vision through his bush. Needs to go for some attack ground action. I'm not doing this whole time. Definitely missing from Niliria's game. Regular Panzer IV next from Stuve. Confident in his positioning here. Second AT gun from Niliria.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And a second squad of guards actually as well. Take a quick look at the KD again. Stuve barely ahead. And Stuve has taken a couple wipes, you know, the Pios, the Grenadiers. So, it's been struggling a little bit in the manpower department. Conscripts, okay, second one getting the 7-man upgrade now. Just got the munitions for it.
We are awaiting orders.
So that's going to take priority over the DP upgrade. Niliria is really regretting losing the quad now, so it'll be very handy against these recon planes. Whoa! Wow, really running good there with the T-34-85. Every shot landing and every shot penetrating. Very quick loss. Stuve maybe should have popped smoke. It's one of those situations where you think you're guaranteed going to escape. But do you really want to risk losing a tank over, was it 30 munitions? Yeah, 30 munitions. He had the munis available for it. Chose not to. And he pays a dear price for that choice.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Because you can imagine Niliria, at least what we've seen so far, doesn't appear to be that strong on the attack rounds. I can imagine that would work. Yeah, T-34-85 trying to go for an attack round with that kind of elevation in play wouldn't work too well.
Engineers ready for assignment.
Stuve actually with a 50-ish, 60 VP lead, or thereabouts. Control 2 points at the moment. Has been trying to dig in, build some sandbags around the centre, but the heavy mortar kind of denying that. Come on, take back here. Try to get a few shots on the guards. Wow, good shot there. 10 kills on that already. It's done very well for itself. Stuve meanwhile getting a bunch of wire down. Spamming recon planes like this does mean that Stuve doesn't have much munition spare to plant mines, you know, telemines in this area of the map are often very strong. You have a sweeper from Niliria. And the heavy more going to town, Vet 2, 9 kills. Difficult to maneuver, you know, against these 6-man Soviet weapon teams. Giving Stuve many options through the center of the map. Missing there though. We are just about there for fuel for another tank now. Same story for Stuve though if he wants to go for a P4 rebuild. There's a second pack from Stuve. If that was already on the field, maybe Niliria would be better served going for a Katyusha. It seems like Niliria has other ideas. If it was going to be a Katyusha build, probably would have skipped the second squad of guards. Saved up the manpower from there. Guards going to work here. And there go the pyros. Why were they so far forwards from Stuve? I'm not sure. And he takes a big shot there as well. A lot of repairs. He's only got one pyro. Loses control of the middle of the map. It's going to be a Panzer IV from Stuve. Not a big surprise. A T-34-85 also going to go for some repairs. Heavy mortars also out back for some healing. Guards coming in from the side. This is the Vet 3 guards as well. So far we haven't really seen firing positions from Niliria. Pretty decent grenade in there though. Goes in for a bit of a crush. Well done. Pushes the guards away, avoids further damage on the command tank. The 222 up here doing some big damage. Green's making a dash for the north. Triple cap against Stuve at the moment.
That is how you stack sandbags, comrades. We are losing territory.
Here's on the T-34-85. Okay, it's, yeah, second T-34-85 as predicted. Don't think we've seen much merge into the guards as well, so Just a few little details like that. Attack ground. And merge. Firing positions. A few inefficiencies. Niliria's game between him and like the absolute elite players. Stuve managed to cap in the north. The 222 though hangs around. Could take an engine crit right here. Niliria, okay, gets the AT nade off. I'll try to drive away. T-3045 coming down this way. Guards charging through the center. Command tank's healthy again. The doubles this a little bit behind. It's also advancing. Stu's recon plane running out. 14 kills now on the Panzer IV. The 222 is pretty safe at this stage though, and the double AT guns are there from Stuve as well. Panzer IV takes a big blast. Out for repairs. Is that a mortar shot maybe? I'm not sure. Command tank, what is this thing doing? Second T-3045's in the mix. Could get the kill on the command tank here, but I think he was in the smoke. Didn't have vision of it. Smoke saving the day here for Stuve. Potentially would have lost both of these tanks if he didn't have it. Looks like Niliria playing it safe. Somewhat safe. Backing away from the center and coming for a bit of a base inspection to kill off the mid bunker back here. AT gun slow to rotate from Stuve. So it's a nice clean kill. Good opportunity spotted by Niliria and capitalized on.
Supply sector under attack.
Stuve could even come in to intercept this, get a Faust. No, it wouldn't quite be enough. Oh no, I think it would be enough for an engine crit. Looks like it probably would be. But didn't really have the follow-up, you know, both Panzer IVs so low in health. Can't really drive up here and polish it off once it does take an engine crit. But, you know, gotta look for those opportunities. Getting mortar back into the center. Stuve in control, 2 VPs, pretty much bang even on the VPs though. Stuve just about setting up the triple cap, however. Start training Niliria fast. T-45 backpedaling. Nice heavy cover position there from Stuve, holding his ground, even though these guys don't have any vet. I wonder if the guards could maybe just run into close range and win that fight. Because they're vet 3. Might even be able to win it actually from light cover with the firing positions mode. Niliria's going to bring down a tank to assist. Both the AT guns are in the center for Stuve at the moment, so wasn't expecting a move like this. The Panzer IV's still getting repaired up though. Maybe Stuve heard this coming in the fog, or maybe he just wanted to go back and cap this territory point. Either way, does draw the T-3045 further in. AT guns are now coming down, but here come the guards. Doubles this from Niliria as well. Guards are quite clumped up though. Command tank could get some big hits. Regular Panzer IVs there as well. Here come the double packs. A lot of side blockers and shot blockers in this area of the map. Can make it awkward for the anti-tank guns, but Stuve doing pretty well. Bit of attack round action. Niliria massively overextending with the combat engineers. Must have been a misclick. Oh, but Stuve, similar. Loses the grenadiers. Much more valuable unit. Higher manpower cost, higher munitions cost. The upgrades. Conscripts are in here as well. Doubles this. Does not have sight. Maybe don't have sight. You can attack ground through that little edge. Once you're around here, it starts to block shots. But a little gap around here, you can attack ground through on this map. Plane up. T-34-45s. No, that's a marked vehicle plane up. That's cool, but this does survive the Grenadiers. Rebuild on the combat engineers from Niliria. Before command tanks down here. Oh boy, this does not look like a good move from Niliria. Rear armor exposed. I'll take a Faust, the pack rolling up. A healthy Grenadier is going to provide some vision. I think it'll be 3 shots from the pack to kill. Command tanks coming in here, maybe can reduce the TTK, but here comes the other T-34-45. Pack maybe doesn't have vision. The Grenadiers maybe need a Faust. Command tank's in some trouble. The pack misses its attack round, but now the T-34 exposing itself with the vision. Grenadiers trying to activate the Faust. There it goes, but the Grenadiers go down, and so does the pack. There's this now coming down this channel as well. P4 smokes out. Stuve, hungry for that kill, ends up losing his pack. Losing a lot. Just, you know, having to stay in that fight for like 2 or 3 extra shots on the pack really hurt him. Just misses with the attack rounds, and uh-oh, late retreat from Stuve. Oh, with the Pyos, they do survive this time round. Stuve I get himself almost cornered now. Oh, wow, that was a lucky miss for Stuve. And going to kill off the D-Crew pack now. Fresh Panzer IV though, popping out from Stuve. Pretty even on the pop cap at the moment, but Niliria has enough resources for anything. With Stuve having lost one of his packs, I would probably suggest in this case going for the T-345 over the Katyusha. And Niliria is doing the exact opposite. Well, maybe Niliria doesn't expect Stuve to have resources for another Panzer IV, I'm not sure. But yeah, after killing a team weapon like that, kind of swings it a little bit more in another T-34's direction. Another double Panzer IVs, and this is way out of position. All the way up here, no support. Stuve just swooping in. He didn't even need a recon plane for this attack. Stuve does lose his MG42 though. It gets decrewed at least. One tank's coming up now as well. Where's the second Zis from Niliria? It's coming back from base. Just did not have enough to be extended this far up the map. Did cancel the Katyusha. Combat engineers get smashed. They were mega clumped. Stuve going hunting, and he knocks out the T-34-45. Snare. But it's not going to be enough to get the kill. Maybe the conscripts can stay in here long enough for their grenade to cool down though. 13 seconds left. I think they're going to try attempt it, but there's 3 tanks here. It's dangerous. It's just rolling up though. If Niliria can recover this, still in a good position, and they can steal the MG42 as well, even better. Let's have a bit of firepower from these guards, and there we go. Did briefly pop into firing positions mode. Fresh T-34-45s rolling up here. There's a lot of low health tanks from Stuve as well, and his pack was out of position. The Zis finishing the job. Command tank's in some trouble now as well, and Stuve's so low on munitions, doesn't have smoke this time around. Pops the target weak point though on the T-34. Not going to be able to get a kill on it though. Is at full strength. Reclaims the Zis and might be able to get this as well. The Zis starting to shoot at it, but the conscript's rolling up as well. Could throw a Molotov in here. They're just going to go for the kill on the MG. I think I'd definitely try and pick it up and steal it, but alright. Grenadiers from Stuve up in the north doing some capping. Is behind on the VPs, but still in this match.
Engineers ready for assignment.
Conscripts under attack!
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Ouch. Not if you run down the road like that, though. Conscripts heading up to the north. He's inside the building. This dude's been cut off for a long time now. It's hurting his muni income. Comes forwards with the 222, trying to provide some vision maybe. Bit of smoke out from his mortar.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Heavy mortar going for the pyos on the muni point. Here come the guards now as well.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Oof, big hit. Was that friendlies there? Just one, I thought it might have been two.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
That's four coming in on the bottoms. It's not quite covering that angle. He's going to push forwards. Ooh! And the guard squad got chopped up fast. A lot of negative cover there. As this misses its first shot. Hits on the second. The pack is up here, but now it doesn't have any infantry support. Greenies go down to the heavy mortar. Pack tried to pop target weak point, but this is an overextension from Stuve. He'll be lucky to escape with that alive.
Supply sector under attack.
He is lucky. Guard tank getting some repairs. There's a four coming around the corner. Fresh this from Niliria as well. Oh, it looks like just recruit. Ooh. 16 kills on the 28 on the command tank though, wow. Briefly popped tracking, boosting up the Disastrous sight. Niliria does have quite a lot of spear munitions. Recon plane out from Stuve. That's all his munis basically. He's got another Panzer IV about to pop out. But his pack's out the back. He can't really get too aggressive until that's healthy again. Try to do some capping in the north. Here comes the T-3485 though. Do a fast retreat here. He's kind of clumped up on the light cover as well. Getting Disastrous. Hit 3 on the mortar. 13 kills. Couple mines coming up from Niliria in the north. I think it's a good idea. Try to slow down those grenadiers trying to go for the cap. If they run over a mine on their way up, you know, 2-man grenadier, quite easy for the T-3485 to wipe as they make their retreat down this alleyway. Uh-oh. Mortar. Oh, it's alright. Under one man. Pack's up here now. Gets a shot through. Maybe vision provided by the 222. Panzer IV though. Oh boy, rolling down the road. Doesn't have munis for the smoke this time around, but fast enough to get away. Very low in health though. This could be the green light. Niliria actually took quite a lot of damage from that pack through the center though. Also not in good position to swoop down here and polish these tanks off. Be a good time to use the vehicle crew repairs, I'd say. Need to get this healthy again as quickly as possible. Stuve does have a nice little mass of armor together. tanks. Doesn't take much to overwhelm Niliria. Really need a bunch more mines down. Let's see some more in the anti-infantry type role in the north just before. You know, like mine through here is often pretty handy. Can like sneak one on this corner, that's where I often like to put them. Oh, there we go, double AT guns, knock out the 222 very quickly. AT guns facing this direction, but a bit of smoke out from Stuve. Marked vehicle on the skirted up Panzer. Panzer 4 regular, not command. 5 is ready to go. Stuve relieving the VP pressure, capping down the bottom, decapping the center. And it's going to be a flak panzer from Stuve. I don't think that is a good choice. He's got plenty of pop cap left. Command tank hanging around for way too long. Yeah, that was just a flat out late move back from the Panzer IV.
The sector has been cut off.
Not a huge fan personally of a flak panzer against Soviets. Does have a damage cap on the number of moles it can hit per shot. I feel like it's just not that effective against 6-man squads and crews. Go. Double Panzer Force trying to make a bit of a move, but the double Zis are in a good position to shut that down. One goes down, a bit of buttons slowing them on their exit. This looks like a bit of a doom maneuver from Stuve. Don't know what he was hoping to achieve here. Oh, but no attack grounds. There we go. Too late though. Nothing from the AT guns. I think they were on attack move. So they packed up as soon as it went out of vision. Yeah, that was just some clumsy maneuvering. I suppose we're quite deep into the match now. But this Panzer IV command tank and then the regular Panzer IV going down, I think both of those were avoidable losses. With slightly faster reactions, maybe some smoke. But Stuve not able to get that going.
Points remaining. You appear suited for command.
Find some cover, engineers.
Popgate wise now, Niliria just about bumping off the limit, but Stuve 30 behind. Easy dodge on that grenade through the center. 68 VPs left for Stuve. Looking to prevent the triple cap here. Stuve maybe feels forced to use this Panzer IV even though it's at half health. Could easily backfiring on him here because here comes the T-3045. Luckily though that's facing up going for the Grenadier kill instead. Honestly, if he just went in right then, that was lights out. Pack ends up getting decrewed. Grenadiers actually die. Wow, okay. That was a bit unlucky for Stuve, I think. And now he's got nothing to answer this T-3045. Oh, he's going to try to jump on the gun. Lost the squad in the process. Resisted down here, but having trouble with the attack grounds and his vision. That gets a shot. Panzer IV is going to try to come around the corner. Pops the blitz. Oh, the pack gets another shot. T-3045. Its turret just cannot face the right direction. Is this going to line up here for some attack rounds? But they both miss. Decent attempt though from Niliria. Stuve saw the opportunity, took advantage of it. Meanwhile, lost his Grenadiers up here. Looks like they just Maybe Stuve was a bit tunnel visioned trying to make this move. Didn't notice, loses the green in the north. Goes down to just one grenadier. He's training up another flak panzer though. I think he doesn't quite have the fuel for another Panzer IV. I think that would be preferable, but maybe feels like he needs to go. 33 VPs remaining. Needs a tank on the field now. T-34 goes in for a bit of a crush action. Doesn't really work out. Panzer getting some decent hits here. Double AT guns lining up on it though. Instead, Panzer IV blitzing away from the T-34-85. Looks like Niliria is going to come in. Maybe kill off the mid bunker again. Here comes the other flak panzer, the double Zis. Going to line up on it. Didn't continue driving forwards. So that's probably actually going to die. Go for the mid bunker. Low health. Zis getting away. Seems like maybe Stuve has lost the game.
More of our troops have been lost.
Oh, there we go. GG. Well played by Niliria. Just came out a little bit ahead in a lot of those trades. It was going like pretty even until the 35-ish minute mark, and then Stu started to lose quite a few units in very avoidable situations. You know, just failing to retreat, maybe tunnel visioned on one area, losing a squad somewhere else. Not too many, like maybe like one RNG wipe to like a grenadier, but yeah, not too many just moments like that. Just plain inattentiveness or just overwhelm, which, you know, does happen. But yeah, Niliria, solid stuff. You know, always, you know, that guard motor late game as Soviets, so hard to beat in 1v1. Stuve did make some nice moves, you know. He had a lot of courage, you know, playing with those tanks on half health quite often and got some good results with that as well. Which is very brave. But yeah, ultimately, going down in the end. Both players may be missing a bit of mine action, but I think Stuve, you know, trying to lean on the recon plane. And the Ria, though, maybe could have planted a few more, but otherwise, yeah, solid match. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. Flight code game to be cast by me. Details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.